What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Still Standing Garage. We're back in here working on this Monte. Gotta finish it up. So before that, I'm gonna let you guys know that there's a link in the description for all the apparel of Still Standing Garage. Go check it out. There's decals, hoodies, and shirts in there. Check them out. Thanks for the support. So now moving on to the Monte over here. So I already started sanding this a little bit. I really like how that glaze works out, or how it sands. It sounds really nice. But I'm gonna start taking off the door now, so that way I can finish sanding that and finish sanding the bottom. I'm gonna take it off, put it on a stand, make it better for my back and my knees. Then after we're done with that one, then we're gonna continue with the rest of it. I'm gonna go ahead and start blocking it. We're gonna do that pretty quick on this video here. Let's go. All right, so before I remove the door, I have to remove all this wiring, all the electrical for the door. Run it over, bring it out this way, so when I take it off, obviously I'm not trying to pull all this wiring out. And then I have my jack over here ready to go. Put a little rag on top of it, so when I pick it up, I'm doing it by myself. So I'm gonna put it on the bottom of the door in the middle, kind of balance it out, so I can take it off and then lower it. I put the rag there so I don't scratch the candy or the primer. I don't want to go down to metal. I already put too much work into this damn door to scratch it now. If we do, then it is what it is. I'll take care of it. But take off the wiring right now, loosen all the bolts, and then put the rag under it. One thing I am going to do is I'm not taking off the hinges. So I'm not going to take off the hinges from the body. I'm just removing the hinge or the bolts that go to the door. The hinges are staying. I'm going to leave them there because I know it's going to be way harder if I take off the hinges from the door. I mean, from the body itself. It's going to be a lot harder to align later on. And I already know that this door is aligned to the quarter panel and the fender. It's ready to go. It's going to take some aligning later on, but it's not going to be as tough if I were to remove the whole both hinges off of there. But let's keep it going. Hopefully I don't break my back trying to put it on a stand. I have my stand ready already over there too. But the whole point of taking it off the body is so that way I don't mess up my back or my knees. So we'll see when I take it off if I bust my back out. And if I do, it's going to be on video. Let's go. Alright, so there it is. Took it off. It was a struggle, almost broke my back. Look how messed up these are. Rusted. I have to clean those up. Clean all that up. Clean all this up. I don't know if I should buy a kit for this. I'm gonna have to clean it up. See if I have to buy a kit for them. I did buy them for the Regal before, and it made the doors close a lot better. I'm gonna have to check that out. But the door is on there. So what I think I'm gonna end up doing, it instead of putting it like this, I'm gonna try to see if I could put it like that, long ways on the horses there. So now this is gonna be way easier to sand now. Standing up right here, hit this, hit all this, really good. I guess I did scratch it just a little bit right there when I took it off. Down here, nothing happened to it. The jack and the rag helped it out pretty good. So I'm gonna have to mess with that a little bit. It's not bad. So there it is. Gotta move on to the other door. Start hitting that. Keep it moving, huffing and puffing. Oh, and another thing I want to tell you guys about is these bolts. The bolts that came off of the hinges over here. What I'm gonna end up doing is I'm just gonna put them in there, so that way I don't lose them. And then when I start doing the jams, I'm gonna go ahead and prep these bolts too, so that way they get painted. So you see all this that's flaking off? That tells me that whoever painted this car before, which it was painted before, at least once, they didn't prep the jams correctly. They just painted over them. You know, it's probably one of those things that, oh, nobody's gonna really see that backside of that door. But yeah, so I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna go ahead and prep these up real good, and that way they get painted real nice, and then I'll have some good satisfaction there. And that's it. Oh, and then another thing too on these, I almost fell right now. On these rubber pieces, Original Parts Group is having a sale right now. Well, 20% code that they have for Halloween. So I'm gonna order the whole set. I've seen them on eBay, and on eBay they're like $189, which is like a whole kit. It's the 2 seals for the door, or for the doors, one for each door, and then it has. Oh, you know what? It doesn't even have that. Okay, so it's the 2, so one for each door, and then one for each of these roof rails, and then the one that goes in the trunk. And I think it goes for $190 on eBay. But if you buy it with the code on Original Parts Group, it's about $152.99 with the code. It's like Monster 20, I think is what the code is. But I think what I'm gonna end up doing is I'm gonna add this one. Because you could tell when they rebuilt my motor, these guys, I remember I saw how they did it. They didn't take out the tranny. They left the tranny in there because the tranny was rebuilt, or I was gonna get it rebuilt. I forgot which way I did it, but they hung the tranny from here. This is what they hung it from, and it kind of messed this crap up. And it's all busted too. I mean, it feels like it's in good shape, but I'd rather go new. So I'm gonna add it there and be like $190 for the whole kit. Might as well have it. Obviously, I'm not ready to put them on just yet, but at least I'm taking advantage of some of these sales that they got going on. And then another thing too, the dash cap. It's in this box. Bought this dash cap, sheesh, probably like 5 or 6 years ago. So I could put it on here, and it's black, and that way I could do this. But been preparing for years to try to get this damn car done. But here we are, we're getting closer and closer. So let's keep it moving, let's go. All right, time to take this one off. I think this one's gonna be a lot easier. It doesn't have anything in it. This is the new to me door. Doesn't have a window, doesn't have anything in it, it's stripped. And also the cabling, it's already off. I don't have to worry about that. And it's gonna be a lot lighter. I'm not gonna break my back. But before I could take this one off, I have to finish putting together my other stand. I have it right there. So I only put one together on that one video that I did on these stands. So I'm gonna put that other one together. Then I'm gonna start taking off this door. It should be a lot easier. You know what? I'm gonna put the battery to charge too, because I need to start the car. I haven't started it in probably like 3 or 4 weeks. Gotta get this little baby 305 roaring, so that way it knows that it's still alive. So let's go. All right, so both of them are off. So what I'm gonna end up doing is I am gonna leave them actually like this. I was thinking of putting them long ways, but I think I'm all right like that. I'm just gonna leave them like that. So I'm gonna finish sanding this one. I'm gonna go ahead and block out this little glaze part that I put right here, and then do the whole bottom side of this, finish that up at 220 grit, and then I'm gonna block the rest of this on the passenger side, and then move on to either the roof or the driver's side. So let's go, time lapse, let's go. Alright, so the passenger door is already done with 220 grit. The whole thing is ready to go. I did hit these areas with 220 and then the red Scotch-Brite. Try to get in all those little crevices in there so that way it wouldn't peel off with time after I painted it. So it's all good to go. So one thing that I'm planning on doing is I'm gonna go ahead and hit two layers of or 2 coats of the high build primer just in this little area, so that way I could block it again and take care of that little area there. And then the scratch that I caused when I was taking off the door, this one right here, I was able to blend it out. I don't feel a transition anymore between the primer and the rest of it, or where it's scratched. So another thing that I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna go ahead and lay a piece of tape, because I'm gonna start blocking the quarter panel here on the passenger side. I'm gonna lay a piece of tape on this side and follow this line down here, because I want to define that line a little bit more. When I was laying the high build primer, I was able to see that line and it was looking pretty good, and I really like how this body work that I did here came out. It turned out pretty good. But what I want to do with this tape being here is define the line a little bit more. Even though I'm using 220 grit, it's not going to be as aggressive, and that's okay for me because I don't want to be too aggressive and take off too much. So I'm gonna block up against or towards the tape and be able to define this line. And then once I'm done with this side here, I'm gonna lay the tape on this side now. Lay it on this side and then block this way, so that way I could get that sharp line that I need there. And I measured the other side, the body line on the driver's side, and this side it looks like it's about 5 inches, about 5 to 6 inches on the other side, because it starts kind of fading away after like the 5.5 little mark. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now and see how that turns out. So let's keep it going. Let's go. So I can't find the line, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit it with the 220 and see if I can find it. Alright YouTube, so the whole quarter panel is ready to go. So one thing I want to do before I move on is I'm going to use a quick check to see if there's any waves in the quarter panel and in this fender. I haven't done it. I've only done it on the driver's side. The driver's side looked pretty good, so I want to do this to this side, make sure everything's all good. I still have to get the bottom down there. I still have to sand all of that, but it's all good. I'm gonna check this real quick, and then before I get dirty, I want to show you guys the new logo. That's what it's gonna look like. The shirts, the hoodies. So check them out. I even got license plates, but that's a one of one right there. So let me know if you guys want me to make some of those. That'll be badass. Put it on your project cars. Show everybody that it's still standing and it's not for sale. So let me do this real quick. Check it out and I'll bring you guys back on. Let's go. So that's what it looks like. Looks really good. I don't see any waves. Let me see. The biggest concern for me is this little area here. So let's look at it from this side. I want to make sure that line is super straight. I think on camera you guys will be able to see it. I'm going to check it off camera, make sure everything's good. If I find anything, I'll bring you guys back on. But other than that, it looks pretty straight to me. It looks like I put a little bit too much right there. It looks kind of drippy. But I'll slow it down so that way you guys could check it out. But you see, I don't see any waves. It's going to look super clean. Hell yeah. Then right here, it's a little dry right there. I didn't put too much or enough. So that looks good. Right here where I did that body work, I kind of went into the filler there. But it looks pretty good to me. Then up here, you know what? I need to spray some up there because I remember I had some lows right there that I needed to take care of, and I did. So let me spray some more. See what it looks like. Even down there, like right here, I know I had some body work. Or it was the little, I guess it was the, what is it called? The rivet that held on the chrome, because this car used to have a hardtop vinyl. I took it off, but it looks straight to me, no waves. I'm happy with that. Let me check it off camera, let you guys know if I find anything. But yeah, this is where the body work was done, right here. Looks really good to me. It has that indentation that it's supposed to have. That line looks pretty straight. I don't see any problems with it. It looks pretty clean. So I'm happy with that. I'll check it off camera right now, and also I'm gonna record a little bit for IG. Gotta post it on there. Keep everybody updated on this. Let's go. All right, so after checking it out off camera, it looks pretty good. I didn't see anything else. I was looking at it very closely, and I didn't see anything else, so I think I'm good. Another thing to note too, just wanted to let you guys know, is that if you guys do use this or decide to use this, it says that it dissipates, so you can leave it on and it'll dry off, but I like to wipe it off. I just wipe it off just because it makes me feel better. But yeah, but I've seen other people, you can use anything you want. You know, everybody has an opinion on what they want to wet check with. A lot of people use water. A lot of people use wax and grease remover. But I like this stuff. In my opinion, for me, I like it because it stays on longer. And you're able to see it. It doesn't dry off. It doesn't run off or anything. It actually does stay on longer. So that's why I use it. You know, I'm okay with it. I mean, just to let you guys know what the price is, I think I paid about 18 bucks a can from my nearby automotive paint supply. I called them and had them order it because on Amazon I think it was like $24.99. But you know, to each his own or whatever. So, all right. So now that the quarter panel checks out, I'm gonna go ahead and start checking the fender over here. This is gonna be the first time I wet check this fender. So let's check it out. I'm gonna wipe it off first and then spray that wet check or that quick check, and then we'll see how it looks. Let's go. Let's check it out. Let's look at it on the side. Real slow, see what it looks like. So right here it looks pretty good. I had a dent right here. I cleaned it up, or I added filler there, but it looks pretty good. We'll look at it from the other side too. Let's see, going that way. Let's see what it looks like. It looks pretty good. Going up and down, looking at the reflection of everything that's coming off of it. The buckets, that rack over there, my exhaust filters. Let me see. So right here looks like a drip from the thing. I thought it was a wave, but it looks good. What was concerning me was this area here, like all right there. But let's see, we'll look at it this way. It looks pretty good. Let's turn it around the other side. Hopefully I don't fall. Let's see. It looks pretty straight. You can look at how the what is it called? The door that's up there on the stand. I mean, right there it looks pretty good. This right here, that area right there, looks pretty good to me. I'm happy with it. Let's paint it. I wish, but we're almost there. Looks pretty good. I'm liking it. Another thing that, you know what, I'm gonna spray up here, because I was feeling it and it was feeling kind of wavy. I did use a guide coat on there, but it looked kind of wavy. So let's see. Let's spray a little bit. See what it looks like. Look at the, gotta pay attention to those light bulbs up in the ceiling. Doesn't look like it's wavy. Yeah, it looks good to me. All right, guess my fingers are deceiving me, or my hands are deceiving me. They always say not to check with your fingers. It's always good to check with the palm of your hand, but it's kind of hard to check right there, you know, because it's such a small area. So it looks good. Let's check out. So now I'm gonna start sanding the bottom there. Finish that off, and then I'll go on to the hardtop. Let's keep it moving. Let's go. All right, so let me show you something. So I just wanted to point out, I already blew it off and everything. There's not that much dust on here. But you see all the guide coat where it's at? Everywhere, that's the whole point of this guide coat. For those of you that are wondering what guide coat is for, so you spray it, you sand it, and wherever is black means that's a low or a dent, a wave that it could turn out to be after you paint it. All this right here blocked out already, so there's no guide coat here. So the point here is, since I haven't cut through to the metal or the epoxy that I have down here, then I could continue blocking all these areas out. You know, I just started, but just wanted to point that out. So all these darker areas here, over there, then that one over there, gotta keep blocking it until it all evens out and it all looks like this color right here. No more guide coat. The whole thing needs to look exactly like that. If I go and I hit metal, or I hit any filler that I have underneath, then I'm gonna stop, and then I'm gonna go ahead and apply some glaze or whatever it is I need to apply, depending on how deep it is. Kind of how I did the passenger door where it was dark, and I decided to stop because I already cut through right here and right here, so there was no point of blocking anymore. That's why I added this little skim coat of glaze. So same thing here. Just wanted to show you guys that, for those of you that are wondering, because a long time ago I was wondering myself what guide coat was, why I always saw all these cars driving around with those black stripes on the body and everything, and I was just like, what are those guys doing? Is that supposed to be like a new zebra look or what? But yeah, so just wanted to point that out. Let's go. Let's keep sanding. Block party in action. Let's go. All right, so there it is. Sanded it or blocked it. Looks like these areas here, I'm gonna hit them up with some glaze. that area right there. I'm gonna hit it up with some glaze, but I'm gonna finish off doing the whole hardtop before I start spreading some glaze. Then right here, you see how I went through there and here already to the body filler, so I stopped. Same thing over here. I went down to, this is the polyester primer that's underneath, and you see that area there, it's dark. I went through there to the epoxy, all the way to the epoxy, which is under the polyester primer. So gotta hit that with some glaze, and then that one stayed pretty dark, so same thing, probably hit it with some glaze. All of this looks like it's very minimal, so skim coat of glaze will take care of it. And then if you guys remember, if you guys didn't see the video on the hardtop, this side was the side that was the worst. It had those rust pits and everything. I'll link up or add the card up here. Where is it, my finger at? I'll add the card up there so you guys could check out that video on the hardtop. So I gotta do the rest, but I'm gonna give my shoulders a break. They're all busted, all burning right now. I'm building these shoulders. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the Monte right now. Hook up the battery. It's all fully charged, ready to go. So I'm gonna turn it on, put you guys in the back so you guys can hear that cold start. See how that little baby 305 starts up. It's been like four or 5 weeks, something like that. 3 to 4. Let's say 3 to 5 weeks that I haven't started it. So I'll put you guys down here and then you guys can hear it. Gotta open up the garage first. I don't wanna suffocate myself or kill myself. Let's go.